Hello everyone.
Hi.
We're back. We're back from our weekend.
And what an incredible weekend that was with Dispenza at the Advanced Meditation Workshop in just outside of DC.
So got back Wednesday night.
1,800 other people were there from over 60 different countries, and it was life-changing and electrifying, enlightening. We do the work. We do the work when we're there.
Yes.
And so we do a lot of work because we're there in the ballroom from 6 a.m. until 7, 8 at night. And so it's meditation, it's coherence healing, we're connecting with people, and we are connecting with our brains with our hearts.
Yes.
And we're, connecting heart to heart.
Making them
with
coherent.
People, yeah.
And coherence.
And so when you're in a room of that many people and doing the meditations, the vibe of the room starts lifting. So by the end of 3 days, it was just so it was almost overwhelming because there was so much love. And it's not like love can be overwhelming, but when you're not used to that much love, at one time, it's a little overwhelming.
But it's so incredible. There were so many times where I was just brought to tears of joy from the stories and from the people sharing, and just seeing other people have transformations,
the
experiences, the breakthroughs. It's so beautiful, and we're all there together, doing this work together with, about 1,800 other people.
Yeah, so what was your biggest takeaway?
Oh my goodness. Oh, that I did not want, on Saturday, we arrived Friday night, and on Saturday, I had this feeling within my body that I didn't want to do it. I did not want to be there. I didn't want to do it. And that is described by Joe as, it's our bodies have the memory of, what we're always used to. And so this is totally stepping out of my comfort zone. My body didn't want to do it. And I was telling, I was very verbal about it. I'm like, I don't even want to be here. And when we went to the reception, I said it to a couple people that I met. And the one woman says, "You're sitting in the fire, aren't you? You're sitting in the fire.
Mm-hmm.
You're getting ready to cross the river of change."
And we're at home, we're doing the same thing, seeing basically the same people, and we've got these habits. And so you step outside of that, and that's when the awareness really starts opening up. And then when you have to go inward, that's where it's really scary, right?
Yeah. So
because we're clearing like all the memories and patterns, and that because our bodies hold that.
Yeah.
They hold
the energy of that.
Yeah, the energy of trauma, of betrayal, of so many things that's held within our body. So when you start doing the grief, when you start doing the real work, that is all releasing. And so Deanna was, I would say, what were you doing? Like your body was like, I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
I can't do this.
Yeah, I just felt like I wanted to be anywhere but there.
Yeah, it's like a resistance,
yes,
right? Yeah.
Definitely. The body's wanting to resist. And we were even like, between you and Deborah's daughter Sam comes with us, and we were just like a little impatient with each other that night.
Yeah. Well, not even just that night, it was like, even in the car
on the way there,
like there was like this impatience, and I mean that happens sometimes, when coworkers, family, and I think we all experience that, and by the end of the retreat, we were talking to each other differently.
No, like the next morning, after the first meditation on Sunday morning, we were like, oh my God, I feel so happy. We had done a walking meditation. And we all just came back to the room, and we're like, we were just so,
the energy
vibe had lifted. And we recognized that in ourselves. We were like, oh my God, I feel so different than I did last night.
I know.
And it was just 2 meditations later.
Yeah.
And so imagine the power of the meditations where it completely shifts your vibration, shifts your emotion.
And your awareness.
Yeah, and then you're putting the energy out there.
And your self-awareness.
Yes. Yeah, you're aware. You're becoming conscious of the unconscious and of the subconscious, And even like, and just to know that we have the power within ourselves through this meditation process, and for understanding all the workings of the brain and the different waves, the brain waves, starting with beta, alpha, theta, delta, and gamma. And like when I first got this book, Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself by Dr. Joe Dispenza, and he was going through all the scientific stuff, I'm like, I don't have the brain for this. I can't read this. And it wasn't until after we went to the first week long that I was understanding. It was like the first time I really started to embrace science, because I had been trying to meditate for 30 years, and I could never keep it consistent. I could never get to that place of theta brainwaves where your body's asleep but your mind's awake, your brain's awake.
Delta. No, it is theta. Sorry.
Theta. Yeah.
I get a little confused.
Delta is when we're completely asleep.
Yeah. Sometimes I get confused with the brain waves, but the more I hear it, the more understanding I have.
Mm-hmm.
And then the more understanding that I have, the more clear it becomes, and the more I can experience because of having the understanding. But what does he say about the knowledge?
He's having the information. Having the information, like it solidifies it. That's what helps to rewire our brains, is to have the information about the mechanics of this and what our bodies are capable of doing.
We saw a young man get up on stage and talk about how he had been in a really bad accident and had brain injuries, and so he actually envisioned this one nerve. He learned, all about his brain, and envisioned this one nerve that goes, he named the nerve. He was 20 years old, named the nerve and everything, and so he envisioned it as an old rusty wire, and in his meditation could see it becoming renewed. I forgot how he did it. But after that meditation, he wasn't, because of the accident, he had become, double vision? So he
had double vision. He was paralyzed on his whole left side.
It was after that one meditation that he actually came out of meditation. His mom was doing it with him. She was right by his side doing it with him all the time. And he came out of that meditation and he could read. And that was when, it wasn't just he did one meditation, he could do it. He had built up to that.
Right.
And actually when he first started meditating, he lied to his mom and said that he had been doing the meditations when he hadn't.
Mm-hmm.
And so he really got serious, and he knew that Dr. Joe had healed his own back, envisioning the vertebrae, because Dr. Joe, that's how he got started in this. And so to see this 20-year-old man stand up there and talk about his own healing, his own physical healing, and
it was just so, it was a testimonial that if he can do it, so can I.
Yeah.
And so you believe these testimonials that you have the power within to do it as well. They were from New Zealand, and there were 60 countries around the world represented. There were quite a few people from Germany. In our last Coherent Healing, the gentleman laying on the floor was from Germany, and there was another German guy in our group, and this whole event was translated into Spanish and German live for these people of the different languages. And so we're crossing all cultures. There's both men and women, every age, from probably 85, and I'm getting the spirit sparks as I'm talking about it right now, down to 20 years old, and maybe even younger. I don't know, but there were about 60. There were 60 youth from 27 years
27
and younger. And they're getting these seeds planted in their brains. Imagine what they're going to be like when they're our age too. And Joe, at the end of the workshop, he honors them as well. And there's just so much love pouring into these kids.
Yeah.
And Deborah's daughter's up there.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and so what happens after these events is that we all go back into our own communities and we share that, and we are that. We are that love. And so Deanna and I are so fortunate to be able to share it with all of our clients. So everyone coming in is going to get a little bit of that vibe when they come in here. And we're also bringing a Joe Dispenza trainer to Rochester in August, at the end of August. And we'll be talking more details about that.
It's a 3-day retreat at the end of August. It's going to be a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So look at your calendars and just start mentally block it off if you're interested in learning this meditation technique, because that's what you learn is the meditation technique. You learn that, you know, changing your thoughts will change your feelings, will change your behaviors, and that's how your life changes. And that you are the creator, and you can have your desired reality. And what we're really doing is where everything looks the same, but inside we're shifting realities, because even after the 3 days, I am a completely different person inside than I was 1 week ago.
Yeah, and the true testament, the true test actually is going back into your life and maintaining that coherent feeling, so that it just starts spreading. So end of August, put that, you know, in your brains if it's something that you're interested in doing with us, and we'll be sending more details out through emails and social media. And so the spaces are limited, so definitely
only 20 spaces available. Only 20 spaces available, so it's gonna be a nice intimate group. And we're all there, you know, bringing ourselves to a vulnerable place and supporting and lifting each other and feeling the energy of love. And it's just creates this incredible like exchange.
I'm, you know, picturing like
lifting each other up,
like a circle of energy coming around us, because it doesn't matter how big or how small the group is, but when people get together and experience this and have the support and love and community, it's even more impactful.
It's contagious.
It's
contagious.
More impactful too.
It's so incredible. So I hope that, you know, we were able to impart that on you, just how life-changing and joyful and feel more creative. I feel like I can do anything. Anything that I want, anything that my heart desires, and that's exciting.
We're excited to share it too. Just, you know, notice, make a comment, you know, say you're interested, and then just put your first and last name in, and
we'll make sure you get the email.
And or just give us a call or send us a direct email to info@timmakeup.com. And we're excited to share this, and thank you so much for being here with us.
We want to talk about the source.
Oh, the source.
Okay. So the source is, this is a documentary, The Source, The Power Within to Heal. And everybody deserves to realize that we have the power within to heal us. And so they have, over the last I don't know how many, but he's done 50 events so far. And they started collecting data. So they have data of, like, they get so many volunteers. They have to cap it, and they always fill the cap of people that are volunteering to be subjects of scientific study. And they're doing brain mapping, they're taking saliva, blood draw, they're getting the data from the breast milk.
So the source is all of that information that is detailed, and will show you how what we're saying is happening is actually happening. You know,
it's proof.
And it's the scientific proof. So,
and even the scientist, Dr. Hummel, is like, he's just so excited. He's blown away. This keeps him up at night. And then they get data about the remote healings, and that's what, like, keeps him up at night. He's like, how can this be happening?
Because he's a physician.
The scientists really want to know how it happens, and that's Joe. Joe wants to know how the brain has the capability of doing this.
Because he did it, and he learned how it heals, but now they're collecting data from everyone. I mean, he had to learn how he did it after he did it. So you gotta.
And he actually said, you know, he surrendered and said to Source, if I heal from this, I promise I will teach this to everybody else, and I will teach them how to heal.
So anyway, we want to share that with you, and
we're going to have a screening at our event, but also if you want to see it before then, we're going to put the link to Dr. Joe's website where you can go directly and watch that you're...
Yeah, you have to purchase it.
Purchase it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, but if you don't want to and you want, we'll have the screening at the retreat.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're excited to keep in touch with you about this and also the medical medium, because we were able to continue our cleansing lifestyle. We'll be putting that information out in photos and stuff that we took in social media.
And we're gonna have some photos in this video, so for you to see some of what we experienced. Some videos and photos, and I'm excited for our editor, Sam, to be putting it all together for you.
Thank you so much, and we'll see you next week.
Or at your next appointment.
All right.
Love you all.